So the Muda drama seems to have apexed. Instead, I like to talk about Nux Taku, or as he's better known as, the Blue Jew.
Fortunately, the Blue Jew remains.
Now let's go back to explain a brief history between Muda, Nux, and so forth. They've been working together for a long time. Muda, Nux, and Oompaville all had a podcast together. Then the whole situation about the lolly comes out.
A look at the very first meme collab Nux did with not just Mutaha, but also Oompaville. They even have a funny meme anime girl on the thumbnail. The video was uploaded a whole year before they decided to make a 100-episode podcast with Nux, so this must have been an extra innocent, extra memey video.
Oh, memes. Boy, I don't know how this channel exists, but they uploaded
memes. I gotta say I'm impressed because we're at 00 in the time code, and this girl already has memes on her face.
I really hate to interrupt all the funny memes, but I'm kind of a sensitive guy, and when I see memes that just aren't to my personal taste, I censor them with a mosaic like this.
Oompa stays quiet as far as I could tell in the whole situation. He wasn't really brought into it at all. He was just mentioned in passing. Muda, on the other hand, made a hit piece. And I will say, no one would argue. Everyone was in agreement. That title is a banger. Nux made a response after the hit piece. Now, also for a little context, that hit piece was taken down almost immediately. That's besides the point. But here was Nux's main response to it.
For like the Cliff's Notes answer, Muda apologized. We are still friends. That's the Cliff Notes answer. It was a pretty sucky moment there.
Now, back to the current drama with Mutahar. He's a fake engineer. Claims never denied it. There's recourse about whether he did or not. That's up for debate. I believe that if you claim you're an engineer more times than you let people know that you don't actually have a hold of a degree, that's a little incomprehensible. Even people that are famously known for doing stuff that would be considered engineer work, like, for instance, the Mythbusters guys. Everyone assumed Adam Savage and Jamie Hyman were both engineers, but they weren't. And you can catch Adam Savage on many of live streams and many conversations indicating that he is not such. But even engineers give him a honorable engineering per se outlook. So, like, I don't know, a stolen engineer valor, I guess. Anyways, back to what I wanted to talk about. Both of those dramas were spearheaded mainly by Nicandros. The lolly drama between Nux and Muda, and now this drama with Muda about the engineer. As a side note, there was also the pirate software drama. For brevity, I'll just say...
I was watching a video that was critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talk about it. When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard is having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard. Blizzard, game industry for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard. Yeah, no, I worked at Blizzard back when I used to work at Blizzard, when I was at Blizzard. For those who don't understand, I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. I know how to do that because I worked at Blizzard. Example of this, when I was at Blizzard, how do you know so many things? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I don't think I'm better than other people. I do think that it's funny because you key on that. There's a lot of people that brought that up. And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. Sure. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this. Yeah. That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
I actually am the first second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. The first second-generation Blizzard employee. First second-generation Blizzard employee. So I'm second-generation Blizzard. I'm the first second-generation Blizzard employee that ever existed in the company. I'm also a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked, and I work at Blizzard. Or I worked at Blizzard. There's me eating a sandwich. Yeah, that was actually at Blizzard. I think it was my first, I think it was 2009. It was me picking a safe. It was me cracking a safe at Blizzard. Your Blizzard stories are fake? Which Blizzard story do you think is fake? Would you like to talk to me or my dad that worked at Blizzard for 23 years that's currently in chat? Which one do you want?
Meat Canyon even made something about it. But let's get back to today's main topic that I wanted to kind of tackle, because I honestly think it's fucking hilarious. I do. I think it's fucking funny as hell. So Nux releases this video, and it's nothing special. It's just a pirate software shitting video. In the video, he goes over internet anarchists' video about the pirate software drama. In the very, very beginning of the video, there's just this little bit of shade that he throws to an unexpected victim. Let's watch.
This is less Indian Mutahar. He worked as an engineer for Blizzard for 43 years.
Damn! Now, I don't know if I'm reading too much into that little whole, he's been engineer at Blizzard thing, but I feel like that is direct shade at Muta. I feel like he's throwing a little bit of an insult towards Muta, which, is fucking hilarious that this guy kind of defended Muta, and Muta just took down his video on him, and now here he is later on. Everything's kind of settled down a bit. No one's really talking about it as much, except for the A-loggers and whatnot. But he just had to throw that jab in, So yeah, that's about it. I just thought it was hilarious, and it doesn't mean anything. I don't think it means much. It's just a nice little, okay, here, even your so-called friend, is kind of throwing you under the bus. I guess we can see, what that friendship meant. But I hate saying this, in defense, post-Nux clarity was made, and that was the first shot fired, as it were. So, yeah,
trustworthy brand. Anyway, just wanted to yap about this a little bit. That's it. See ya.